What's going on, everyone? So, talked a lot about the Los Angeles Lakers being creative in finding ways to make trades or get trades done or collect assets to pull off other trades, so on and so forth. Kind of like the move before the move type thing. We're approaching December 15th where guys will start to become available. Lakers can maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, get kind of an earlier trade done. You know, like we've seen like with Rui and Dorian Finney-Smith, something like that first initial trade, and then kind of spend the month before you go into the trade deadline and end up pulling off that big trade, you know, the grandiose trade where it's like, okay, there we go. Now we're cooking, solved everything. The reports that came out that Rob Pelinka is expected to be aggressive, that came from Bobby Marks, that the Los Angeles Lakers Rob Pelinka are expected to be aggressive in trying to find trades and fixing some of the Lakers' needs, right? They're going to be cautious, they're going to be safe, right? You know, Rob Pelinka is trying to find the right moves, not going to just make moves just to make moves, which is good, but I trust Rob Pelinka to do it. Why do I think Rob Pelinka is going to make a trade? Because he's done it every year he's been in office. Every year but one, right? So he has a really good track record. If there's a trade to be made, if he can get something done, he's going to do it. So I trust that to get done. But one of the creative ways, right, we saw with the Phoenix Suns, was it last year, I believe? Where they basically turned one of their picks into three kind of less favorable picks, but gave them more assets and more pools to kind of play with, right? Here you go type thing. And it's funny because I got a comment from Jurgen Klopp 6092, which shout out to you. You know, somebody that's just because I actually do. I read the comments. I try to respond to as many as I can. I post a lot of videos and I get a lot of comments, so it's hard to respond to all of them. But I do. I see the comments, read all the comments. So I saw that comment, and what's funny is, like, I don't know, maybe an hour after I saw the comment, there were reports that came out that the Oklahoma City Thunder may actually look to turn some of their recent or the upcoming picks and kick the can down the road a little bit. So the Thunder have a ridiculous amount of picks. They own the Clippers pick. I mean, they have some high end picks. I don't think the Lakers are going to be able to get some of those, right? But OKC is a team that you might be able to get because they have 11 firsts or whatever it is in the next 2-3 years. You might be able to get some of those picks, right? Maybe turn, especially if OKC is looking to kind of kick the can down the road to turn into picks. If you're the Lakers, you have one first right now. Can you take that first, maybe trade it to OKC and kind of get, 3 firsts that you can now divvy up at time, right? And that 2031 first, OKC might be looking at and going hey, you know what? Right? At that point, Luka might be aged out. There could be some incentive for a team like OKC to do that, right? Or maybe some pick swaps. Can you turn some swaps into an actual full pick? Maybe take 2 swaps, the later swaps, and go, hey, here's 2 swaps. Give us 1 first round pick or something like that. Because OKC might look at it as dude, we're going to be good. We're going to be one of the best teams for probably for the next 20 years, right? Because the problem is with pick swaps, the value is, I believe I'm going to be better than you when that is conveyed, right? So a 2028 pick swap, right, is great if you're a team like OKC because you're looking at it as dude, I have this team plus a core plus 15 first round draft picks from all these teams that are terrible, right? We're going to be better than you. Right? There's not many teams that can say that they're going to be better than the Lakers in, 4 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. OKC is one of those teams. Even if the Lakers win the championship or whatever, they might be they'll still potentially be a higher seed and stuff like that to where they'll actually be able to convey a better pick. So they might say, yeah, sure, give us 2 because we need to consolidate stuff and swaps are better than, us having a bunch because at some point you're going to run out of roster spots. You're going to run out of, money. You're going to put you at the apron, whatever, right? There's a lot that they're going to have to do. They've paid guys, all that stuff. But it's not just OKC. OKC is just kind of the comment. And then OKC are kind of the 2 things that kind of sparked the idea that I wanted to relay in the video. There are several other teams that may look to be in that position. The San Antonio Spurs are one of those teams that could, has an abundance of picks and stuff that, can you find that team that looks at it and goes hey, we have a bunch of picks, a bunch of young talent, right? We're not going to be able to have 15 first round picks on the roster over the next 3 years, right? Find those teams that may be willing to play ball in that regard and go hey, I trust that a 33-year-old Luka is not going to be, and the Lakers aren't going to be as good as they are right now type thing, right? Like, so that could be something that is interesting. That could be a nice kind of way, employ and tool. Question becomes, right, is this something that teams would entertain right now, right? Like, could the Lakers, like now, between now and the trade deadline, could they go to OKC and be like, hey, we'll give you our 31 pick if you give us 2 firsts or 3 firsts or whatever. Or, hey, would you take, 2 pick swaps and give us, one of your like least favorable firsts, right? Just so you have another first to trade for, that might be able to get you another guy, right? Maybe you could take your first plus whatever, go get a Herb Jones, and then take that other first that you're able to get and go get a Keon Ellis, right? Or maybe you can take your second and get a Keon Ellis, and now you still have that first to go get another guy, right? Like, point is, Lakers could be creative and maybe land a piece, 2, 3, however many. But realistically speaking, this is probably a move that you're going to make. I know the Phoenix Suns did it during the regular season, but I'm sure like a team like OKC, for example, is probably going to want to see like what picks get conveyed, right? Because a lot of picks have like protection and stuff like that. So they have, like I said, they have like the Clippers and all. They have like several picks. So they might want to go into the kind of, the draft time and go like, okay, we have the 5th pick in this year's draft. Let's turn that into something. Let's turn that into players. And then, let's say they end up pulling off a trade and they get other picks. They can take those picks and pivot and give to like a team like the Lakers. Or, they might go, hey, we have the 5th, 16th, 19th pick, and then our 30th pick in this draft, all first round picks. Okay, well, we're either going to draft the 5th pick or trade him for a higher end talent, but like that 16th and 18th pick, right? Maybe we can turn into, maybe we trade that to the Lakers for their 31 first or something like that, right? So that way, boom, there you go. You get that, kick the can down the road a little bit. Now Lakers have 2 firsts that they can leverage on top of the other 2 that they get in the offseason. So now they have 4 firsts instead of 3. And, maybe they draft one guy because it's like, hey, we really like this guy at 16, right? So let's package, the 3 picks that we have and do whatever, right? Like, so it just, again, it gives the Lakers, it's another way to kind of be creative. Right. And it was something that was great by Phoenix, right? It was like, man, that was a great creative way to give yourself a little more leeway, a little more assets, right? Like, yeah, maybe that pick would have been a little more valuable than the 3 you got, but it's still something where it's like, there's always going to be a team that's going to value the first, no matter what. Right? Like there's always going to be like, there's teams that, Herb, you turn 1 pick into 2. They might look at it and go like, instead, I'd rather have, the 18th and 25th pick in the 2027 draft than whatever the Lakers pick is in, 2031, right? Like, so they might look at it and go like, hey, I'd rather have that pick, or, hey, man, we have, they're not going to trade the Clippers pick, but I don't know all of OKC's picks off the top of my head. So let's just say the Clippers pick. Again, I know, don't overreact. It's just an example. But I'm saying like, they go, hey, I'd rather have the Clippers pick next year in the draft because then we know, okay, it's going to be in that like, that 15 to 20 range where we really like guys in that area than whatever the Lakers pick might be in 2031, right? So yeah, we can get a first for this guy or whatever, but and also, the Lakers could be incentivized to do something like that if a team wants more. So, like stick with the Pelicans, right? Let's say for Herb Jones, they want 2 firsts. Lakers don't have 2 firsts. But what if they could take that first and go get 2 firsts? Like, go to OKC and be like, hey, give us 2 firsts, earlier than this 2031 first, and you can have it type thing, right? And they're like, okay, sure. We need to consolidate here. Take these 2 picks. And then now Lakers take those 2 picks, go to the Pelicans and go, hey, here's your 2 firsts. We turn 1 into 2 for you. Here's 2 firsts for you. So you got 2 firsts. And then we get Herb Jones, and then here's whatever else, Dalton Connect and whatever, and Gabe Vincent. Like here's Dalton Connect, Gabe Vincent, 2 firsts, right? Like there you go. And now you might have been able to leverage yourself in order to get that. So again, it's just another kind of way, another kind of area, another kind of opportunity for the Lakers. And I thought it was interesting. Like I said, I saw the comment, and then like an hour or so, it might have been a little later than that, but whatever, however long it was, right? I ended up seeing the report that like, hey, the Thunder may look to move off of some people, or move off. I think it was Jake L. Fisher was the one that said that. That they might look to move off of some of those draft picks because they just have too many. And they're going to have to start making some decisions and making some calls, and they just don't operate. Like the report was basically like, hey, they might take those assets and go and trade for like a Giannis or something like that. And then I'm pretty sure it was Jake L. Fisher was like, that's just not really how they operate. Like they like the treasure chest that they have. They like the thing. So if they are going to do anything, it's probably kick the can down the road. So they're probably not going to take those assets and do it. They're going to take those assets and try to turn like, hey, do you want sooner picks? Sure. Here's these picks now, so we can get a pick or two or whatever later on down the road type thing. That's kind of the idea. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Else not, if you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.